Assalamualaikum to our beloved lecturer, Dr. Shahira. I hope you are doing well when you watch this video. So in this video, my friend and I was going to share about what we learned from the assignment given, which is we need to investigate the artistic material around us. So we decided to learn about, to investigate about wood carving. So basically, the wood carving was a hand carving techniques to intricate design in woods using carving tools. And wood carving is also the one of the most common techniques that used in Islamic arts and also the construction, especially mosque. Wood carving has a huge effect to aiding beauty and has a symbolism to vernacular buildings. So it comes with the various types of style such as floral motifs, classical motifs, and also geometrical motifs as well. For this time, we are going to talk which country is origin of the Islamic wood carving. So according to plot on 1997, that Islamic wood carving was adopted from the architectural ornamentation since Umayyad Caliphate on 7th century. So we can conclude that this Islamic wood carving was popular in Middle East since 7th century. So we can found the Islamic wood carving in the Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Iran, and the Qatar, and the others. But in the current day, we can see that Islamic wood carving was can easily found in many countries, included Southeast Asia like Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, and China as well. What the function of this object, which is Islamic wood carving? So personally, if I don't perform this study, I will think that Islamic wood carving just the ordinary arts, ordinary decoration that comes with the various of style, which is floral, geometrical, and also the Islamic calligraph one. But after I performed this study, I learned that the Islamic wood carving was beneficial for the ventilation of air and also the sunlight. If we look closely to the shape or maybe the patterns of the wood carving, we can see that there are spaces between the shape each other. So these spaces was helps the flow in and out of the air and also the ventilation of the sunlight. So yeah, it's not only just enhance the interior design, just hang in the wall, but it also helps the ventilation of air and also the sunlight. So let's talk about the size of the object. So if you look around you, you can easily find the various of style or maybe a various of size for the Islamic wood carving. So basically, Islamic wood carving comes with two sizes, which is huge size, maybe a small size. So for the huge size, you can easily find has a decoration in a mosque. Like I mentioned before, you can easily find has a ventilation for the mosque and also maybe a historical buildings. And for the small size, you can easily find has a decoration, especially in a Muslim houses. I do believe that you can easily find the word Kabi in a Muslim houses. And so in this assignment, the size of the object comes with the head is 88.5 centimeter and the width is 59 centimeter. So that's all for me. So let's proceed to the next presenter to talk about what we found. What are geometrical shapes that we found in this study or in this assignment. So let's go.
Hi, my name is Shahira Binti Sofie. Okay, today I would like to continue in part B, which is the geometry. On this report, our group has chosen geometry with a rectangle shape as our object. On this shape, there have 70 motif shapes that we found, which is a 5 shape of irregular hexagon, and some of them have a different combination of 2 and 3 shapes. Next, we also found roulette triangle, equilateral triangle, 2 shapes with a combination of semicircle and rectangle, 2 rectangle shape, isosceles triangle, separate cylinder, right trapezoid, hexagon, semicircle, and last but not least is oval shape. So, we will explain the detail about each geometry shape that we found on section 2.1, section 2.2, and section 2.3. Let's go.
Okay, now we will go through section 2.1, the geometrical shape. So, in this section, there are 8 out of 70 examples of geometric shapes that we found in this and artistic material that we choose, such as irregular hexagon, capped cylinder, equilateral triangle, combination of 2 shapes which is rectangle and semicircle, isosceles triangle, rectangle and right trapezoid, and last but not least hexagon. An irregular hexagon is defined as a 6-sided polygon that is not regular, and it means that all of the sides and angles do not have the same measure. This object has combination of 3 shapes which is rectangle, equilateral triangle and isosceles triangle. Meanwhile, for the capped cylinder is the object that have combination of 2 shapes which is 1 rectangle and 2 semicircle. Next, we move to the rectangle shape. This object is called as a border rectangle. Both rectangles don't have the same measure. A rectangle is defined as a parallelogram that has a right angle, and all angles of a rectangle are right angles. Equilateral triangle is a triangle in which all 3 sides have the same length. Then we will see the shape of combination rectangle and semicircle. We are clearly see that this object has combination of 2 shapes, which is rectangle and semicircle. Next, we move to the isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle is a triangle in which 2 sides have the same length and it's known as the leg, but for the third side is known as the base. Last but not least, hexagon. A hexagon is a 6-sided polygon and the total of internal angles of any simple hexagon is 720 degrees.
Relationship between the measurement of the object and the concept of geometry. Measurement of the object and the concept of geometry are actually related. Measurement is really important for us to find any information about the object that we investigate. They have 2 types of shape that we need to find, in which is 2-dimensional shape and 3-dimensional object. Meanwhile, for geometry, it is a branch of a mathematics that studies the size, shape, position, angle, and the dimension of things. In conclusion, we can conclude that all different shapes have a different measurement of an angle, length of the side, to find the area and volume of the object. And it is the only we can find in the geometry subject that we learn in class.
In this section, I will explain about transformation in motif and patterns. Based on an artistic material that we choose, it is a rectangle geometrical shape. We learn about rectangle shape in topic 4 quadrilaterals. A quadrilateral is a polygon with 4 sides, and the definition of a rectangle is a parallelogram that has a right angle and all angles of a rectangle are right angle. Next, we learn about the transformation in topic 2.3.2. They have three types of isometric transformation, which are slide or translation, reflection, and rotation. So, based on our object that we investigate, we can conclude that the relationship between the motif and the pattern that exists on this object with the concept of transformation is the transformation about reflection. We can clearly see the transformation about reflection of our object in this picture. For example, in the first picture, we show the reflection of Euler's triangle. As you can see in the picture given, Euler's triangle ABC is reflect over the y-axis to its image Euler's triangle A prime, B prime, and C prime. And the distance between each of the points of the pre-image is maintained in its image. The length of each segment of the pre-image is equal to its corresponding size in the image. Next, for the second picture, a reflection over the x-axis can be seen in the picture given, in which point A, B, C, D, E, F is reflected to its image A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime, E prime, and F prime. In conclusion, we can conclude that our object transformation is all about reflection and it clearly seen in the picture that we provide.
To summarize Part A and Part B, the object that we choose portrays one of the cultures that people have in their house. So every shape, design, size, and also the characteristic of the object has a lot of meanings for the cultures and has its own function. So as an example, this object that we choose is used as the decoration on the wall of the houses, like these pictures. So different shapes inside the object have different measurements of angles and length of sides that used to find the area and volume of the object, and clearly it is related to the study of geometry that we learned in this class. As a result, the relationships between the motif and the patterns exist on the object is the concept of measurement about the reflection, and it is clearly can be seen from the shapes and measurements of the object. In conclusion, Islamic wood carving decorations are one of the famous decorations that could be found at the mosque or decoration inside the Muslim houses, such as on the wall. It is also portraying as an expression towards the beauty of Allah's creation and shows it into various form or design. The form or design of the carved components in Islamic wood carving illustrate the motif of geometry, calligraphy, and also other things around us, such as floral. Geometry is the most obvious connection towards any of the cultures, such as the Chinese culture, the Hinduism culture, or Buddhism culture. Art and geometry also involve the drawing and the use of shapes and also the various forms of measurement. As an addition, it is also an understanding on special concept 2 and 3D dimensions, measurements, estimations, and also pattern. So the study of geometry developed independently in many cultures in the ancient world, such as in the Muslim cultures. That's all from me. Thank you. Bye.